What up? Another beautiful day out here. Y'all, y'all know the term or heard the term living rent free in your head? Yeah, that's a real thing. Especially when you let somebody else live rent free in your head. You know, I used to hear the term, but you're like, ain't nobody living rent free in my head, which is what a lot of people say. But for real, it do. I remember I had a coworker, which I realized was living rent free in my head. You know, just y'all know with the thought of somebody, if you see somebody or even hear that person's name, you bite down on the back of your jaw. You know, back here, like, you know, you sound like a wild animal growling to yourself. You know, just by seeing them. And you know what? You sitting here worried about them. They ain't thinking about you. You know, you think they are, but they ain't thinking about you. Y'all get out of work or wherever, church, anywhere, they going about their life, living their life, enjoying their life. But you sitting here, can't sleep, mad, thinking about them, but they ain't thinking about you. My pastor used to always say, Deon Christ used to always say, let it go. You know, you worried about the what happened in the past, when the past is the past. What was this? Oh, like I said, you worried about the past when the past is the past. You gotta let it go and move on with your own life. And you could also be living rent free in your own head. How? I'm gonna say how because when you just looking at the wife, living free in your own head. See, now she distracted me, looking all cute. But anyway, living free in your own head, you know, even when you blessed, but you still thinking, man, I don't deserve it. You know, I thank God for it. Or even when you blessed, you still thinking about the stuff you done in the past. You know, your past is still eating you up. Why you still holding on to the past? I know it's easier said than done, but living rent free in your own head, you can't even really enjoy where you at right now because of you living rent free in your own head, thinking about the stuff you've done, things maybe you done said, like Pastor used to say, you know, you're blessed. So to me, when one of my coworkers was talking, obviously God didn't forgave you, because how else did you get where you are? And if you listen to this right now, obviously you're blessed. You're still alive. You can hear, you can breathe, you can see. So you need to let it go, sit back, and enjoy where you are. Yeah, we had a real good conversation, and he brought some revelation to me, and I gave some to him. You know, and he brought up like about you know, it's hard to you know, move on or sometimes accept where you are because of, you know, maybe how you were in the past. Past is over. I said, dude, that's a real good point. But then you got to think, God didn't forgave you, or else there's no way you could be in the position that you are right now, as blessed as you are right now. If God didn't forgive you, so you got to forgive yourself. So at this point, you know, I forgive myself. I'm not living rent free in my own head. Nobody else is gonna live free in it. All right, y'all. Later.
I'm living rent free in his head.
Yeah, that's true. Got my head all messed up, like an old R&B song.